Some of you may be thinking that the work is done when that red, white, and blue card gets to your mailbox, but it is not. You have to pick either a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan to cover the gaps, cover your financial exposure with just original Medicare, and it's called the deductible. That's what we're going to be going over today, starting with what the heck is a deductible? So let's get into it. Okay, so if you are new here, there is a link in the description. It is to my free Medicare 101 webinar where I go through the ins and outs, the finer details of it all, how to enroll, when to enroll, all that jazz. And then there is a link to it's an Amazon link to a book that I have written. It's yay big. And it also gives you the finer details. So if you're the person that learns that way and wants to mark it up, that's probably your best bet. It's a little bit, I guess, more interesting than the Medicare and You book. Great information to kind of guide you there. So that's in the description below. Today, we're going to go over deductible. What it means in Medicare, it means somewhat of the same. You probably have group insurance or individual insurance that has a deductible on it. If you actually take a look at your insurance card, most people that I talk to, they say, I don't even know what my health plan entails because I never go to the doctor. But it's actually on your insurance card. Take a look at it. It'll say DED, which means deductible. So let's answer that right off the bat. Then I'm going to tell you what the deductibles is in Medicare, because you do need to know about it and you'll understand why the talk, why the need for research after you enroll in Medicare. So what is a deductible? I'll go ahead and share my screen for that. A deductible is the amount of money a policyholder pays out of their pocket before their insurance company starts covering expenses. Okay, so simply put, a deductible, the amount is the money that comes out of your pocket first before you are privy to the insurance company's co-pays or co-insurance coverage. That's pretty simple. So take a look at your insurance card right now, and that is the amount of money. If you've ever been to your clinic and the front desk lady says, all right, well, per your insurance, you have a deductible of fill in the blank. And that is the amount of money that's coming out of your pocket first. You're up to bat. The insurance company says, hey, I'll come up after you and I'll cover you, but you're up to bat first with the first dollar in. That's a deductible. Now, the next thing I want to get into is the finer points on what a deductible means in the world of Medicare, because it is different, especially for Part A. And I'll share my screen because it goes into it, or I should say it goes by benefit periods. So with just original Medicare, let me take this back down. Spoiler alert. Let me give you a little preface here. Original Medicare, aka traditional Medicare, is Part A and Part B as in boy only. Some people think that that is enough, that the work is done there. Like I said in the very beginning, it is not. That is simply that red, white, and blue card is your foundation. The way I tell my clients is that is your foundation. It's time to customize the house. It's not an option to just live on foundation alone. I guess you could, but I think that would classify you as homeless, that you wouldn't want that for you. So when you lay down the foundation, because you also can't customize your home if you don't have the foundation. That's why I make videos and I do a Medicare 101 webinar to show you where to enroll and how to enroll and when to enroll, because that's the most important part, is the foundation. From there, we customize the house. So I want to, I guess, somewhat show you the ingredients of your foundation and why there is a need to continue building, because the need is, aka the gaps in Medicare, is your financial exposure if you were to just have original Medicare only. It is not a good idea to have original Medicare only. And I'll tell you the two options you've got at the very end to cover the gaps in Medicare. But let's go into, let me bring that page back up so you can take a peek at it. So Part A has a deductible. You may pay the Part A deductible multiple times in a year because it's not based annually. It's based by a benefit period. Right off the bat, that does not sound like a good deal. You're like, do I have to have A? And the answer is yes. So A is your hospital coverage. Now let's get into it even more. It says a benefit period begins when you're admitted into the hospital, because remember, Part A is your hospital coverage. When you're admitted into a hospital or skilled nursing facility for inpatient care and ends 60 days after your last treatment. That would be considered a benefit period. Okay, now check this out. Next line. If you were admitted again after that 60 days, you're now in a new benefit period. You must pay the deductible again. What's the deductible? $1,632. Some of y'all can look at your group insurance right now and it may be $800, it may be $300, $800. I've seen all kinds of deductibles ranging from $200 annually to up to $3,000 annually. But that's annually. This is per benefit period. This is not a good deal. And you're thinking like, heck, I paid all this money. I paid off I pay Medicare tax every year for this. And yes, this is what you paid for. So that is a big financial exposure. It's the repetitiveness of that, the potential repetitiveness of that benefit period. So that is one of three parts of Part A. Not to completely muddy the waters, but the 1,632. Now let's just say you are in the hospital and it's day 60 and they haven't figured it out. They haven't done your treatment completely. And now you're continuing to stay in the hospital. Well, here's your plan. For days 61 through 90, it's $408 per day. Let's say you've reached 90. Now a lot of people, if y'all remember back when COVID happened, people were in there for a long time, sometimes longer than 3 months. So 91 through 150, $816 per day. I don't know anybody. Let's just say I know people who can do that. They don't want that type of insurance. And I definitely know that 100% of people don't want to pay that kind of money to a hospital. Even though it's keeping you alive, nobody wants to do that. So this is a major exposure, in my opinion. It remember, this is all I should say, a recommendation. But I also don't know an agent out there, right? Because I'm an independent broker. I represent multiple insurance companies. I don't know a broker out there that would recommend you stay with original Medicare only because of this issue. So let's continue. Let's hop to Part B and let's get to know the deductible on Part B. Part B is an annual deductible. Woo! And it's only $240. Yay. In the bold letters here is going to be what Part B, because remember, Part B is your medical, it's outpatient. Here are some examples of how you could rack up the $240. And it's $240 annually for Part B. Next, let's give an example. So when you hit that 240, you have 20% coinsurance after that. Let's just go back. Now let's get into Part B. Yay, it's an annual deductible. You can read right off the screen there. The annual deductible for Part B is a whopping $240. Yes, that's a great number. And you're like, what the heck is Part B cover? Well, read the rest. Services, so the in and out, you go see the doctor, you check out, you go do your physical therapy and maybe outpatient care, you check out some home health care, durable medical equipment, all my diabetics out there who need their, what's it called? Freestyle Libres, your walkers, your wheelchair, anything when they're checking you out of the hospital and you're needing some equipment at home. That's DME equipment, durable medical equipment. But wait, there's more. There is a 20% coinsurance on all Part B services. So this means the coinsurance 20%, meaning that the beneficiary, you, pay 20% and Medicare pays the remaining 80%. It's also kind of a good deal. But wait, there's more. For example, if a doctor's fee is $300, which by the way, there are Medicare approved amounts for all services that Medicare would cover. So let's just say a doctor's gun home and he's like, my rate's $300. And the Medicare says, well, sorry, most you can charge a Medicare beneficiary is $220. Medicare would pay 80% of the 220, which equals 176, and you, the beneficiary, would pay $44. Not bad. But remember, it's not just doctors, it's anything outpatient. And here, big in red, there is no out-of-pocket max on Part B. This is the second big exposure. Why? Because there is no cap. Even on your current group insurance, you can take a look at your card. Look at the OOP. It'll say MOOP, MOOP, or out of pocket max. OOPM. It's the bigger number. Let's just put it that way. Because you are a member of that insurance. It's saying, hey, don't worry. Catastrophic bills, not going to happen on this plan. Your out-of-pocket max is 3,000, 5,000, 8,000. I've seen 11,000. It's a big number. Say that the most that you will pay in medical copays or services would be that number. That number does not exist on original Medicare only. There's no out-of-pocket max. That's a big problem. Ask your financial advisor if that's good insurance. He can't. How can he advise on that with no out-of-pocket max? So you talk to your financial advisor, he will urge you to go talk to an agent or somebody that will help you in your retirement, because ask your financial advisor. Would you even consider Medicare or medical insurance into your equation? That's not finances. How do you think you're gonna pay? What lump sum of money are you going to pay from for all your medical expenses as you get older, which statistically speaking, things are just going to happen. So even a financial advisor cannot plan. It would be a little asterisk. It would be like on a game that's being contested it would be a little asterisk on that part because there's no way he could calculate it without an out of pocket max. So what do we do? Part A and Part B only. There's gaps there. Number one, the hospital deductible. Number two, the 20% coinsurance with no out of pocket max. So these are the gaps. How do we cover the gaps? Well, you have to pick one. This is how you customize your house. You have to pick either a Medicare supplement plan or a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, I'm not going to go into the specifics of each one right now. This video was mainly about deductibles. So if you're sitting there thinking, do I really need to go into another plan after I have my red, white, and blue card? Yes, you do. For those two glaring reasons as to why you need something to cover the gaps in Medicare. So just kind of in a nutshell reason or in the way a Medicare supplement would cover, your supplement is your secondary coverage. It backs up original Medicare. So if you ever talk to somebody that says, "Oh, I've got original Medicare," you're like, "Cool. What Medicare supplement do you have?" And they'll tell you. Most people will tell you, but there are. I think the statistic is like still 30% of Medicare beneficiaries only have original Medicare. So there are people that just have original Medicare that are just, and I meet them every year. I meet them. I said, no one's ever told you that this is literally riding down the freeway 90 miles per hour without a seatbelt with one eye shut. That's you on original Medicare only. And they don't know. And you don't know what you don't know, which is why I'm here. So a Medicare supplement is a secondary coverage to original Medicare. Great option. Pick whatever letter you want, go with it. It's better than just original Medicare. Best plans are going to be a G or an N. Medicare Advantage is taking that original Medicare and trading it in for a managed care plan, which is given by a private insurance company, which again is better than just original Medicare only because there is a maximum out of pocket. Most of the times there's no deductible and you have negotiated copays right off the bat that are capped. They cannot charge you more from what the plan says that the doctor can charge, the hospital can charge. It's listed there. It's a McDonald's style menu. Pick one of those two and you're safe. Just having original Medicare, good luck. Anyways, that's it for now. That's it for this video. If you've got a deductible question, if you've got a deductible story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you on the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. Bye now.